the ANC has always wanted a more equal society, and poverty is the great leveler, isn't it?
Please go check out rebelstoreZA.com. Their winter range is now available. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Real Moments. Real Moments are clips from videos or interviews that I think you might find interesting. I know some of you may not have the time to watch the full hour-long video or interview, so I thought these Real Moments can also double up as a bit of a teaser, if you will. And who knows, maybe if you enjoy this clip, you might want to watch the full video. Links to the full video or interview are always in the description below. Also, if you want to donate to the show, there's a link in the description for you to do just that. You can now contribute to the show for as little as 40 Rand a month via debit order. Also, there are now some exclusive perks if you're a member. T's and C's apply. This is only available through Quicket. Or you can visit my website for various options on how to contribute to the show. Donations are not a must, but they're greatly appreciated and go a long way to supporting the channel. And of course, subscribing is always free. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, here is your real moment. And heavily invested in it. It's good to know that I'm not going crazy when I start to see these reporters that just seem to, like SABC sometimes, I'm disgusted by the levels that they will go to race bait. You know? Like they just go in that direction, you know, it's black or white, and it's. I remember the one video that came out. They were interviewing these Afrikaners, I think, at a white squatter camp, and the journalist was just like, "Why aren't there black people here?" You know, just immediately trying to twist the situation, which was, I thought, disgusting. I think. Or at least I hope that people don't believe what they see.
Well, the ANC has always wanted a more equal society, and poverty is the great leveler, isn't it?
That's a scary thought.
Mm-hmm.
I funny enough, that's never dawned on me. Do you think that's what the ANC is trying to do? Create mass poverty?
Well, if you consider the history in terms of communism, so just take all of the major players in terms of people who've actually imposed death and destruction upon the masses. So you look in terms of Stalin, you look in terms of Mao, you look in terms of Pol Pot, you look in terms of Ceausescu, all of these guys, and that's essentially was their battle plan from the get-go. They would basically plow the fields and reduce everything to rubble, and then try and build a utopia out of that. And inevitably, that utopia was dystopia. It was just completely. I mean, you look at the mess that the Soviet Union became, just in terms of the sheer quantities of pollution, in terms of starvation, all of that stuff. The communism is people standing in line to get rations of food. That's fundamentally what it's about.
Dependent on the states as well, more than anything else. Some people would argue that that's actually there's a difference between communism and totalitarianism, and it's actually totalitarianism.
Yeah, this is the argument that communism will work. We just haven't done it right yet. And we've heard that. We've heard that tale many a time before.
I know. I don't think there's ever going to be a time when, because apparently what's supposed to happen is the government's supposed to give the entities and all that stuff, all the, the state-owned enterprises to the people, and then the people become equal, blah, blah, blah. I'm paraphrasing heavily. I don't think there's ever going to be a time where there's going to be a leader that has all that power, is just going to be like, you know what? I'm going to give it to the people. Now we'll have real communism. I don't think that's ever going to happen. And anybody who thinks that is going to happen is very misled. Very, very, very deeply misled.
Well, there was Gorbachev. No, I mean, just think about it. The guy literally went through the process of dismantling the entire apparatus of the Soviet Union. And the fact of the matter is that if you consider what happened at that point, was that the army generals then tried to actually rip that out from under him. Because remember, he was kidnapped and he was whisked away by Gennady Anayev's goons, which led to Boris Yeltsin then standing in front of the Kremlin in Moscow and unveiling a Russian flag and saying, this is not going to happen. And so the army actually led to an acceleration of the destruction of the Soviet Union into the Commonwealth of Independent States, as they called it at the time. But go back and look at Gorbachev's history, because the guy, I actually think in terms of the patterns of history at the time, and you look particularly in terms of the engagements that he had with Ronald Reagan at the time, and where he was saying, the Soviet Union needs to be pulled into the family of nations, and he said to Ronald Reagan at the time, listen, why are you not giving us most favored nation trading status? When you're giving it to China, if we have a Tiananmen Square ourselves, will you give it to us then? At which point, Ronald Reagan, who also was a smart guy, just basically, recognized that he'd actually struck a chord with this guy. And look, if the process that had been started between Reagan and Gorbachev, because remember that was a process that was started on the basis of American strength, and had that process actually gone through subsequent American presidencies without the interference of the Soviet military establishment, who knows where things would have ended up. You certainly would not have had the scenario where the oligarchs then took over and basically, the KGB ends up running the country.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, was your real moment. This is your second reminder to please subscribe to my channel. Please like and comment below. Let me know what you think. If you enjoyed this content, please share it with friends and family. Also, check out the Joe Emilio Show Telegram channel. It's a channel, not a group, so you won't be bombarded by weird memes and information. It's really just a notification channel for you to be notified of all my upcoming uploads and live streams. Link is in the description. You can also watch more of my content here or here, somewhere in this general area. Just check it out. You might like it. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, stay safe, be kind to one another, and I'll see you at the next one. Cheers.